I've always been an entertainer, I guess. It started with music. When I was in second grade, I picked up a trumpet for the first time. When I was in third grade, I ended up being first seat, first trumpet, and I guess I was like first seat, first trumpet in everything I ever did up through high school. Then when I moved away from home, I kind of got into dance. So I started dancing for 3 years, and then took dance classes, and then I got the comedy bug in Philadelphia through the artistic community and everything. I met some comedians, and I said I'd like to try that. So I took a comedy class, and funny thing about that was one of the people that was in my class was somebody from the Philadelphia Inquirer who was doing a story about stand-up comedy classes. So that was kind of cool. I still keep in touch with a couple of people. One of them is comedian Coleman Green. He's out of Philadelphia. He's actually done some spots for TV commercials for penny and processors and things like that. One of the guys in my class was actually ended up getting into politics and ran for office in one of the Pennsylvania suburbs. That was kind of weird. And then I moved here, and I guess for a couple of years I was kind of intimidated by Chicago because Chicago has that reputation. And plus, being openly gay, there wasn't really a lot of places. Seriously, it's like a sausage fest. Even though I'm up for a sausage fest, it was like a sausage fest, here in Chicago, where, if you're a gay comedian, it's few and far between. And then I saw this advertisement that was looking for comedians to do open mic at a place called 3160, and that was hosted by a comedian by the name of Thomas Bottoms. 3160 is now Shakers, and that's what got me started on that. And through Thomas and doing that, I connected with a bunch of people, and then one day I ended up doing Flabby Hoffman's show for the first time, and I ended up becoming a regular. I think I'm his longest running regular now that he has on his show. And the radio bug caught me, and I ended up starting my own radio show, News What News, on Tuesdays, 4 to 6, Q4.org, 1680 AM. Also on iTunes, TuneIn, and at Facebook, just look up Q4.org. And then, everything since then, we have a Twitter presence. It's slowly, progressively growing. So, I don't have an empire, but it's something, Oh, I felt very comfortable on stage. I was nervous about my jokes, writing them. Actually, I did one of my first jokes tonight. That was the Lindsay Lohan joke. I did that one. I also talked about my mom. I haven't talked about my mom in a while. My mom passed away a couple of years ago, but she was very supportive of me no matter what I did. So, but she was an anchor for me, and it was kind of tough losing her, but yeah. First of all, I'm a big Judy Tenuta fan, and I actually got to meet her in person, and that was just a wonderful, wonderful experience. Other comedy special, actually, I was been telling Jeff, introduced Jeff to Mateo Lane. Mateo Lane used to do comedy here in Chicago, and I've done some open mics with him. And then he moved to New York, and now he's got Netflix, and he managed to get into an elevator with Mariah Carey, and he's just great. He's just busting out all over. So it's really good to see somebody that was here in Chicago doing so good. That I have met. I could actually say, I've been on stage with Mateo Lane. Other favorite comedians, I would say Ema Phillips. I would say Steve Martin. I love Steve Martin as a comedian. Who else? Kathy Griffin. I really like Kathy Griffin a lot. George Carlin. Richard Pryor's another one. Yeah, this guy named Flabby Hoffman. That's just... no, whatever. Well, I know one of my favorite comedy films of all time is Airplane. I was going to say about comedy, when comedy got started on HBO, the precursor for all these comedy news shows was a little show called Not Necessarily the News.
I was about to say that too. You're right.
And the biggest thing to come out of that one show is a comedian who did a character called Speedwalker, who was a superhero that speedwalked everything. And that was none other than Bill Nye the Science Guy. Well, there was Monty Python, Benny Hill. Emo Phillips. Emo Phillips did a joke. So I went with my family to the gas station to get gas. And it started making noises. The attendant looked under the hood and he said, I think you have a problem with your trans. So I told my brother to get out of the car and take off the dress. I know definitely Judy Tenuta. I'd love to go, I adore her. When I actually saw Judy Tenuta live on stage, she roasted me, so I kind of knew what that was about. Dice. I would love to be roasted by Dice. I would love to be roasted by Ellen, actually. Okay. I think Ellen would be a good roaster. And two more. Oh wow, I can't even think.
Pick your favorites.
There's
Dead or alive.
Oh, John Cleese.
Okay.
I would love to be roasted by John Cleese because and Sarah Silverman. I like improv. I like comedy writing. I'm okay at, but I'm more of a fan of improv. Just doing things on the fly. That's why I like the show that I do, the radio show that I do, because it's in the moment and you're always...
It also keeps you sharp.
Yeah. And at my age, you need to be thinking constantly, keeping sharp.
As young as you are, you bastard.
Yeah,
you're older than me, I know.
No. I would probably think that the radio show would have gone after 5 years would probably get a bigger following. So yeah, maybe national radio. And then after the national radio, then maybe I would get into like maybe doing appearances and things like that. Yeah. You can find me, Darren Marshall, on Facebook and on Twitter, and you can find What News on Facebook and on Twitter, and you can find Darren's Super Fun Party Comedy Show on Facebook and Spotify. I would like people just to think. They need to just open their minds and stop being so close-minded about things, everything, and just, be free about, how they view life and how they, just stop being so close-minded. It's not productive. Hi, I'm Darren Marshall, host of What News on Q4.org, and also Darren's Super Fun Party Comedy Show every third Friday here at the Red Line Tab. Check out QtiePie.com.